MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
The city of Bozeman is cutting a deal to part ways with its city manager. It comes after the release of a video showing Jeff Mihalik disparaging the mayor. Coming up, we'll explain the deal for his termination.
Bust out your Bobcat gear because tonight we're packing the brick with gold. I'm Cassidy Powers, here to tell you how the Montana State women's basketball team is raising money for child cancer support.
Alrighty, it is 6:30 on this Friday morning. Jay McDonald and Matt Elwell with you. Well, as you can see, there's some traffic moving along nice in Bozeman, but definitely slow.
But we're dealing with some snow, and it's been coming down in pretty quick fashion here over the last couple of hours. And we're getting some ebb and flow with this, so it'll be heavier at times, lighter at times, but we're on the back side of this, so it should taper off here over the course of the next hour or so, so that's positive. Temperatures this morning are cold enough that we are seeing pretty slushy and slick roadways. This is a good packing snow for us as we're starting the morning. Snow-covered roads for most of us. Bozeman Pass snow-covered, a little better at Homestake Pass. It looks like traffic's been doing well. We are looking at the potential of a few hit-and-miss snow showers today, but not a lot of accumulating snow once this whole system moves out. That means today is going to be a slow go in the morning, a little better, but slushy into the afternoon. Temperatures by the afternoon pushing the 40-degree mark. We do have a little bit of wind to deal with as well. You can see conditions much better in Butte, but we still have some snow and ice to deal with. I'm going to talk more about your forecast. I'm going to venture outside. You won't want to miss that, of course, in just a little bit.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Now our top story this half hour. The city of Bozeman is ready to step away from embattled city manager Jeff Mihalik. The city says it had a tentative severance agreement with Mihalik following the release of a video where he criticizes the mayor. On March 5th, City Commission will have the opportunity to approve a severance agreement that includes 8 months of salary and 8 months of retirement, calculated at 18% of the monthly salary. In the city manager's original contract, termination results in a payout of 12 months of salary plus 12 months of retirement, calculated at 18% of the monthly salary. Bozeman's mayor says this agreement will give the city a chance to move on from the situation.
The commission's goal has been to, get this topic addressed properly and behind us. And the proposal that we'll be considering on Tuesday night is one way to get this addressed, get it behind us, and avoid the cost, the staff time, and the burden of an ongoing, protracted dispute.
Cunningham says if the agreement is approved, Mihalik's last day will be March 5th. After that, the commission will make a decision about the city manager on an interim basis while searching for a long-term candidate. And it's no surprise that our growing city is experiencing some changes. Our Edgar Cedillo tells us about some of the updates that you'll soon see at Bozeman City Hall.
The city of Bozeman is ready to start on some much needed improvements here at City Hall, which they say will provide some much needed safety for residents and for staff.
We know that there are some security concerns that we want to address for both patrons and staff, as well as making room for some additional office space needs that we're going to have in the next 2 to 3 years.
The $1.5 million project is expected to maximize the efficiency of the building to accommodate a growing staff.
So the footprint of the building will not expand, and it is no surprise that we have struggled to keep up with the demand.
The building, originally built as a library, will not physically grow, but the layout that residents see on the first floor where you pay bills or fines will change for a better user experience.
It's what we call a general fund project, and this is part of what's taken so long. We've had these needs for a number of years now.
Construction is expected to begin sometime this fall or in the winter and is expected to wrap up by next spring. In Bozeman, Edgar Cedillo, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Edgar. Now, making a bet on sports is a risk, and for a few Montana gamblers, the risk was magnified when an error in printing their bets voided their winnings. MTN's Charlie Kleps picks up this story.
It was here at the Enterprise Casino last May that Brian Sarag placed a sports bet, printing a ticket like this one that said that the 49ers would make the Super Bowl. Well, the 49ers did their job, and while you'd think Sirach is celebrating his big win, that's not exactly what happened.
I don't like liars, so it's frustrating.
The gambling world is anything but full of guarantees.
It feels like they just kind of pick and choose when they want to pay you.
But when a ticket looks like this,
49ers plus 24,900, NFL Super Bowl 57 finalist.
you would think that once the 49ers did make the Super Bowl, it would have been honored as a win.
However, because we see that the ticket did not print correctly as intended.
Instead, Sirach received this letter explaining why his $20 bet, which would have turned into $5,000, was not going to be honored.
That's the frustrating part. You're a big business, you're worth a lot of money. Have a little integrity and just do the right thing.
Sirach's experience, an aggravating one, felt by other Montanans.
I saw a bet that I thought was fortuitous for me to take, so I made that bet.
Jordan Roberts noticed a betting line over the weekend that had the home team New York Knicks as heavy underdogs playing against the Detroit Pistons.
I can assume that they flipped the odds, but it's not my problem, I guess, to figure out if they did or not.
Robert jumped at the chance, putting multiple bets on the Knicks. The Pistons currently have the worst record in the league and ultimately lost, but when he went to cash out, his tickets were all labeled as void.
I just think it's very backwards that on my end, all my bets are final, but on their end, they get to pick and choose whether it's a real bet or not.
The voided tickets cost Roberts more than $2,000 in winnings, something Montana Sportsbet says is an unfortunate part of the game.
We're always sorry when it happens. You know, we do our best, we aim for accuracy.
Daniel Iverson says they were aware of the faulty line in the Knicks game, but that sometimes they have no other option but to void the bets.
The most important thing is making sure that they understand the reason behind the decision.
Sirach worried something like this might happen, so he preemptively emailed Sportsbet in November to ensure his bet would be honored.
That's what they sent me.
At that time, Sirach was told he had nothing to worry about and that the bet would be paid out. He showed me that email. Do you see where he would be frustrated in this sense?
Well, generally speaking, I can understand why it's frustrating if you think you're entitled to win. We just need to make sure that the book is protected and that the retailers are protected as well.
And that's why Sirach plans to fight for his win for however long it takes.
It's a principle thing at this point. It's not dollars.
In Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Now, we all know that people from all over the United States come to visit Glacier National Park, and for this reason, it can get a bit crowded in the summer. But winter, on the other hand, is a completely different story. And that's where we're going to go in this week's Out and About.
For this Out and About, we're going to Glacier National Park. We've biked it before, but winter in Glacier may be one of my favorite times. Not the crowds, right? You almost have it to yourself, and it's just beautiful. So today, Christina and me, say hey, Christina.
Hi.
We're doing a little cross-country skiing in Glacier National Park. Let's do it. It's going to be great.
This winter on the west side of Glacier National Park, the road is plowed and open to vehicles to Lake McDonald Lodge. And after this, the only way to get into the backcountry is on foot, snowshoes, or cross-country skiing. And this is when the wonder of Glacier really hits you. A normally busy and bustling going to the Sun Road in the spring and summer is replaced by a quiet and gorgeous winter scene.
All right, I'm about to show you all something that'll just take your breath away. Ready for this? Oh, there we go.
Okay, so I could just keep talking about Glacier National Park, but honestly, I feel like my voice gets a little distracting after a while, and it doesn't do it justice. So let's try this. Let's turn this Out and About into a relaxation and meditation session. I'm going to play a little music, and we'll just have beautiful, tranquil scenes of Glacier National Park going in the background. I don't know about you, but right now I feel fully relaxed. Now for this trip, Christina and me spent almost the entire day skiing the road and probably could have gone longer if I didn't think I was gonna tear something. Skiing is, tough work. But to be honest, I wouldn't have it any other way, and it was well worth the effort. In Glacier National Park, Louis Storch, MTN News.
And last night, it was a night to pack the place in gold. And Cassidy Powers tells us all about last night's game to support the fight against childhood cancer.
The Montana State women's basketball team is hosting a child cancer support game Thursday night at the Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. And in honor of that, if you wear your gold, you get in for just $5.
We wanted to add as much as possible, but make it as clean as possible.
We are wearing limited edition jerseys for tonight. Right now you're actually able to bid on these jerseys through goldjerseys.givesmart.com.
Until 8:30 p.m. on Thursday night, anyone can bid on limited gold jerseys worn by our Montana State women's basketball team during their game against Idaho. Even some popular Montana State alums, such as Alex Singleton and West Wilson, have shown interest in bidding on these jerseys.
It's great to see so many different people getting involved with it on either social media, reaching out on email. It's great to see the involvement on it.
A fun event that's bringing our Bobcat community together. But what's even better? All proceeds are going to Cancer Support Community in efforts to raise money and awareness for kids suffering from cancer, as well as kids dealing with cancer in their family.
Kids need support when cancer comes into their life. They need to learn how to talk about cancer. They need to learn how to understand cancer. They need to know that they didn't cause mom's cancer and they can't catch it from sitting on grandma's lap.
Becky Franks, CEO of Cancer Support Community Montana, tells me proceeds from these jerseys will be used to fund Kids Support, a 10-week-long program created to help kids who are dealing with cancer. And if you're interested in being a part of Cancer Support Community's mission by bidding on these jerseys, you better be ready to spend some money.
The highest ones get up to about $500, which is awesome.
With 14 jerseys up for auction, that's a good chunk of money going to an even greater cause. In Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Cassidy. Now, we're going to take a short break here in Montana this morning, but when we come back, it may have felt like spring came early to the state of Montana, and although we are getting some winter weather now, that doesn't mean that you have to stop planning for some spring fun.
I'm John Matarese. The month of March means it's time to start thinking about the great outdoors once again. We'll show you some things to buy this month coming up.